Hey everyone, welcome back to the Money Level Show where we think, act, and prosper. Hope that you all are doing well. Today we're going to be talking about gold and our higher gold prices incoming, and will it break 2400? And so that's what we're going to look at today. We also have a couple of articles we'll look at in relation to gold, and that is going to be our focus today. So I'm going to go ahead and kick the intro. Hope that you all are doing well and looking forward to seeing you back here shortly. All right.
Think. Act. And prosper. You are now tuned into the Money Level Show.
Hey everyone, we're back. We are back. It's been a little while since I've been live. I've been busy building my other business as well as work and family and all of those things. But you know that I always love to engage with you all. You all are another part of my family or community. And so just really appreciate the support that you all have been giving. So we're going to look at the price of gold. We're going to look at a couple of articles in relation to why gold is continuing to move higher. And we're going to get into that today. So we got my guy, JT. He coming in strong. With a super chat. Hey, what's going on, JT? I appreciate you spelling my name wrong, but you already know that's my guy. So yeah, I hope that you're doing well, man. So we're gonna jump into. Let's start with the gold price. That's what I've seen. Some really solid price action in the physical metal itself. And what we're looking at here is the chart for gold. And so I just have a couple of lines. I'm just looking at, okay, where's support at? I mean, support could probably be in between these two areas here. So if I were to draw a line here, I think that support could be here as well. But as we see that gold had this breakout, so we had this this range. We traded in this range. This is on the daily chart. This isn't the weekly. So this was just within a few days. So we see that this was a longer range that it traded within. If we were to call 2100 till about, let me get rid of this ad here. 2100. And this was since about May of last year. And then it traded between 1900 at one point, 19 and 2100, but then you begin to see this breakout above that here in this year. So since March, I mean, we had it, we were at 1987 in February of this year, and then we just started going on the tear, and then it just broke out. All right, and so we broke out above 2100 up to about 2186 here. And then we broke out again. And so then it broke out another $200 up to pretty much 2,400. So this is the range that I'm watching here on gold. I'm watching between 2186 as well as 2,400. It has not pierced 2,400. It continues, well, it's pierced 2,400, but it has not closed above it. It continues to hit this resistance every time it gets to that level. And when it gets to that level, I mean, as you can see, if I were to zoom in, as you can see that it gets to this 2,400 level. It pierced it a couple of times, especially on news from geopolitical risks over in Iran and Israel. And we've seen gold pierce that a couple of times. But hasn't broken above it yet. So right now it's trading within this range. I mean, this is a big range that I have it traded in. I could move the line up to about 2287 and see how it trades within this range. But gold has not broken above 2,400 to close above it. And this is looking at the daily chart. I mean, even if we were to go look at the weekly chart, you would see the same thing. Gold has not necessarily broken above 200. But this is a massive move here. I mean, just from here when it consolidated at around 2150 or whatnot, you had this massive move here, which was very bullish. I mean, you had multiple days in a row, green candles, I mean, this was like a week straight green candles, and then it consolidated for about another week, and then it just broke out again. And so I'm hoping that this price action is sustained with gold, but as we can see, it's been breaking out, and I'm hoping that we continue to break out above 2,400. I don't have a next target or anything of that nature. I mean, we're at the all-time highs, right? I mean, if we look at just the gold chart over history, I'm gonna go to the 1 week just so we have a little bit of a better chart. I mean, you're just looking at, we're at all-time highs and measured in dollars, right? So I mean, we're not at all-time highs adjusted for inflation, but we're at all-time highs measured in dollars. So the price of gold could go higher if we adjust it for inflation. It has a lot more ways to go in order to pretty much beat the all-time high back in, I think it was the 80s. So that's what I'm looking at in terms of like the gold price and everything. And so let me find my dang where's my recorder at? Okay, here we go. Hey, what's up, Neophyte? Good to see you. Good to see you. And then hey, appreciate you, JT, man. Correcting the mistakes, man. I enjoy that, man. It's always, we always we're human, we make mistakes, man. Appreciate you with the super chats. And what's interesting, even with gold, is that if I were to look at the dollar, it's been kind of interesting because it's been rising as well. Let me see if I could find a good chart for it. But it's been rising as well. If you look at over the last, I mean, it really rose, and this was in September of 22. Let me go ahead and go to the daily really quick. But in recent, let me change this here. Dang, this is freaking, what the heck going on? Let me go back. But as we can see in the recent months, I mean, the dollar was at about 100 back in 101 back in December of 23, and it's been rising a little bit, but gold has been rising while the dollar's been rising. And historically, gold and the dollar go in opposite directions. They usually have an inverse correlation, but the price of gold are still going up, and I think it's due to the buying. If we look at, I've been in Newmont Mining, and Newmont has sold off significantly. Obviously, this is a gold mining stock. The gold miners have been doing terrible. So Newmont was at $85 back in April of 22. That was at the height of, that was when the Russian-Ukraine was been implemented for that whole proxy war or whatnot. Has been implemented and happening for about two months at that point. But Newmont Mining goes up to 85, and then it just sells off. Huge sell off. I actually was able to get in at $29. And then we had a huge candle this week. I just saw Newmont Mining pretty much jump up to 42. I mean, it actually went to $44. And so that was a pretty surprising move for the gold miners. But at the same time, we saw moves like that here. Obviously not with this type of candle, but we saw moves like this here. And then you just see it sell off again. So I don't necessarily have a huge conviction on the miners at this point. But I mean, they're still pretty cheap compared to, the levels that they were at before. So that's just one company that I'm looking at that I actually invest in. Wanted to share that. Now, yeah, talk to me. How y'all doing? How y'all doing on this Friday? For some of you, it's Friday. How are y'all doing? Hope y'all are doing well. Hey, what's going on, Homestead? Good to see you. I'm glad to be back. I got an interview going to drop again. I just need to continue to be consistent. I mean, I know over time it's been kind of I've been dropping interviews sparingly, but hoping to get some more consistency with you all and everything. So, and get some more guests on. So I have an interview that's going to come up with Dave Cullum, and yeah, he's a pretty smart guy. So I appreciate him coming on. So we're going to jump into this article here. So first, I want to jump into central banks buying gold because I think this is one of the major drivers of the price of gold. So central banks accumulate more gold in January, starting 2024. This was on March 5th of 2024. Central banks added 39 tons to global gold reserves in January. I have not looked at the February or March. But as you can see, you have the sales of gold here, and then you have the gold purchases. The gold purchases remain super strong over the past 2 years. So this is from January 22 to January 24. So the selling has decreased while the buying has increased. And then you can see which banks were buying the most. The Central Bank of Turkey was the largest buyer, increasing its official gold holdings by 12 tons. And this helped lift the total gold holdings to 552 tons, just 6% off the all-time high of 587 tons back in February 23. Then you got the People's Bank of China. They rose by 10 tons, and their total gold holdings stand at 2,245 tons, which pretty much this is what they have that's on record. China has there's been talk about China buying gold off record too, so they likely have more than this. The Reserve Bank of India bought 9 tons. And so, as you can see, central banks around the world are continuing to buy gold. And so I think that that's a big driver for the price of gold because you have the biggest financial institutions, the people that print the money, and they are able to buy this amount of gold. So Neophyte said, I'm still killing debt. LOL. I was tempted to sell some silver at 28. Yeah, you got to keep knocking that debt down. But I understand. I mean, silver can be volatile. I mean, it could be 26 next week, but who knows? I mean, it could be 32. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, silver's been on a tear too, and I know that I'm hoping that we see a breakout there, which we can look at silver here in a minute. So let's go ahead and jump over to this article. This is y'all getting some exclusives from my Wall Street Journal subscription. So China's gold consumption rises on safe haven demand. All right. So expectation of U.S. rate cuts and global geopolitical tensions have helped send gold prices to all-time highs. So Chinese buyers, spooked by a protracted property slump and a recent stock market rout, are rushing toward gold as economic uncertainty looms, propelling a global bullion rally. Gold consumption in China rose 5.94% from a year earlier to 308, almost 309 tons in the first quarter. The state-backed China Gold Association said Friday. Meanwhile, China's imports of gold raw materials surged 78% in the same period, helping the country's total gold output to jump 21%. Globally, expectations of U.S. rate cuts and intensifying global geopolitical tensions have helped send gold prices to all-time highs above $2,400 an ounce this year. Analysts say sustained demand from China, the world's biggest gold producer and consumer, is further boosting the rally. So we see that we're getting a lot of boost in the price of gold from China. The central banks are buying it, and you got a huge amount of people buying gold, and they're trying to hedge risk against U.S. rate cuts, inflation, geopolitical risks, all of that, right? In January to March, Chinese buyers' purchase of gold bars and coins rose 26% to 106 tons, amounting to around a third of total consumption. However, the recent rise in prices dented demand for gold jewelry, with purchases falling 3% to 183, almost 184 tons, or 59.5% of the total. So, what do you all think about? What do you all think about the amount of buying that's going on in China right now? Does this make you more bullish on gold, or what? Like, what are your thoughts on the buying that's coming out of China from just what we just read? David Boland's in the house. Appreciate you, David. Silver looking sweet. I'm hanging on to mine. Hey, hey, I understand. I understand. I actually I just bought some silver. Let me see. Where is it at? I just literally just bought some silver. Let me find it. I bought a couple ounces, you know. I just buy a few ounces here and there. I'm not stacking like crazy, but I have been buying off and on just to keep keep some coming in. So, I got what is this? I got some buffaloes here. The camera ain't gonna focus on it, but I got some buffaloes here. I got some what's this here? Got a Scrooge McDuck. I just been buying some silver coins, man. I still buying, an ounce at a time. Especially, just it's good just to have a practice of just buying a little bit at a time. I think before I was buying a lot of silver, a lot of gold, and I felt like I just outpaced myself. And so now I'm just consistently buying, 2 ounces here, 3 ounces there. Obviously, it depends on who you're buying it from and who you're and the shipping cost and all of that. So you definitely gotta look at that, the shipping costs and all of that, and make sure that you're not overpaying or buying 1 ounce and having to pay $5 shipping. It's better to buy, multiple ounces in that situation. But yeah, I just like to buy consistently. So that's what I do. Am I buying American Silver Eagles at this price? It depends on from who. I'll buy some from AG. AG hooks it up. Premiums ain't too high there, but I bought a couple of American Silver Eagles recently. My guy Cito coming in, shining bright, said I'm a perma bear in fiat. Yes, agreed. And when I dropped this interview with Dave Collum, like you're gonna see, like it's looking grim in the future. So it's good to hold some actual real money, constitutional defined money, gold and silver. Haven't bought an Eagle in 4 years. Hey, Neophi, I wonder how many ounces you sitting on over there. That's what I wonder. How many ounces are you sitting on over there? So rapidly rising gold prices coupled with factors such as gold jewelry, processing fees, and high brand premiums have fueled consumers' wait and see sentiment, thus suppressing gold jewelry consumption by hyping pressures on gold jewelry retailers, said the Gold Association. In contrast, due to surging safe haven demand, the consumption of gold bars and coins with relatively low premiums have increased significantly, the industry group said. So that's very important because when you're looking at gold bars and coins, they have a lower premium than jewelry. Jewelry has a way higher premium than the bars of coins. And obviously jewelry is easier to transport, or, you're going to be less suspicion around jewelry versus like trying to transport a ton of gold bars. They may think you're trying to launder something, but and jewelry could always been used to like barter and such, especially if you don't want to touch your coins, or it could be a last resort of barter. But I know y'all probably seen the movies where someone's in a desperate situation and they have like a gold ring they can give to the person or whatnot. Yeah. And I'm trying to think what it was. I was watching it was a story that I heard about. I forgot whose story it was, but it was pretty interesting where they were in Vietnam and they were able to get out by a dentist collecting gold tooth or something like that. But anyway, back to the article. Meanwhile, the precious metal trading volumes on Shanghai's gold and futures exchange rose 32% and 14% respectively in the first quarter, prompting authorities to intervene on fears of major market fluctuations. So if you didn't watch the recent interview with Doomberg spoke about this when Doomberg talked about the Shanghai Gold Exchange pretty much challenging the London Exchange on pricing, and pretty much how the pricing of gold is going to have to have a real price, a legitimate price to it. And so Doomberg talked about, oh, maybe this is the end of the manipulation to gold prices. And so you have the Shanghai exchange, and which will hopefully bring some more transparency to where gold should be. And then plus with the Chinese citizens buying gold. It isn't just retail shoppers, futures traders, and institutional investors who are snapping up gold bullion. China's central bank, like its global peers, have been loading up on the precious metal for 17 consecutive months, with a total gold reserve of 2,262 tons at the end of March. Gold jewelry consumption is likely to remain tepid as China enters a traditional off-season for demand, especially as local gold prices keep fresh record highs. China research head at all right, they're talking about the person that does the research. On the other hand, the shiny performance of gold compared to other local assets has attracted increasing attention from investors, he said, adding this could mean continued strength for gold investment in China. All right, so gold investing demand in China. So we see that, a lot of the price action is attributed to China buying a lot of gold, the central banks. People are wanting to hedge risk against devaluation of the dollar, rate cuts, inflation, geopolitical risks. We see that. So the price of gold could go higher. I mean, you have a worldwide demand for it, and people are buying hand over fist. And we're going to jump into this other article here too. Let's jump to some comments first. Let's see. Neophyte said, not a lot, sir. Less than 300. Hey, that's a good amount of ounces, man. That's a good amount of ounces. I have recently reformulated my contracts for labor to include half my payment in gold and silver. Ooh, that's pretty savvy. Pretty savvy there. Cito said, I'm moving heavy in platinum. I actually started buying platinum shares again. I'm kind of scared because there's a lot of geopolitical risk in Stillwater, but I started buying some again. But I have been buying palladium. I bought some palladium recently, and I bought it because it was just cheap. Like, it's cheap compared to, I don't know much about palladium. I have to probably catch up on some Jeffrey Kirsten to see what he has to say about palladium and platinum. But obviously, palladium has been getting killed, and I was buying the 1 gram Valcambi because the premiums on palladium is really expensive. I was buying the 1 gram Valcambi palladium bars, and I was buying those for like $100, $110 about 2 years ago. And now I'm finding them on eBay, which has like a lot more fees and such. And I found them on eBay for $51. I'm like, dang, that's half off of where it used to be. So I bought a little bit of palladium just to average back in while it's this low. And I don't think it's the end for the metal, but I don't know. I have to do some more research. Right now, it's just speculation, I guess. Consistency is key. Yes, consistency, just keep buying, keep purchasing. Like, you don't have to go all in and like buy like, oh, I need to spend every single dollar I have to buy some gold and silver. Like for me, I go in, I have notifications on one of my dealers that I buy from, and I go in every now and then. He posts some stuff, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to buy a few ounces. Okay, let me just transition some of my dollars into precious metals. So that's what I've been doing. Neophyte says, I'm pretty sure a new stacker brought more than I have in the first 3 months of stacking. It's easy to stack a lot of silver, and have huge amounts of silver. So yeah, it's easy. Silver is obviously cheaper, but it's about what works for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what somebody else is doing, it's about what works for you. For me, I have quite a bit of silver, but I actually sold quite a bit, and I still have some numismatic collectibles, but I'm trying to fill up this little box here. I have this. This isn't all my silver, but I have this military container that I'm trying to fill up with silver, and I'm getting there. But yeah, it takes a little while. It's gonna take a little while to fill this up, man. So yeah, and I'm not gonna fill it up right now with these premiums this high. Hopefully, I mean, if the price goes down, I'll fill it up more. But I'm just stay consistent, buying an ounce or two at a time, you know, and just keep it that way. Platinum's going to surprise people. Yeah, David. I mean, my only thing with platinum is, you know, if we have a downturn, then obviously it's going to go lower. But I mean, there's still this recession talk, and so some of the people I watch, they're still calling recession. They're saying we're in recession and all of that, and I still haven't really formed a view on like whether we're going to be in recession or not. And so, I mean, it could be after election or whatnot, and you know, then production may slow down with the use of like platinum and copper, which may affect the price. So, you know, I'm kind of just I'm treading a little lightly. I'm not going all in. I'm not going all in or anything. I'm just really being cautious until I get some confirmation on where we're headed, you know. Go Flow, what's up? What's up? Hey, y'all active today. Dang, JT, buy a coin ring, you put some silver and gold on every finger, throw some gloves to conceal them and keep it moving. Y'all hit my guy JT Coin Rings if you need any coin rings. He does some really great work. And so yeah, and then we got a bold call in here. Acito said 20K gold by 2030, 2035 isn't far-fetched at all. Dang, that's a bold call, Acito. That is a bold call. That's like a Peter Schiff call right there. But I can see that happening, considering the amount of debt deficits. I mean, the issue with Social Security, that's going to really come up by the first 5 years of 2030 of the 2030s. We can't fund it. The unfunded liabilities, every baby boomer will be retirement age then. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's possible for sure. Neophyte said Bitcoin would be 800K. I'm not talking about Bitcoin with y'all no more. None of y'all come watch my videos on Bitcoin. So I'm done messing. I'm not done investing in Bitcoin, but I'm not talking about it with y'all no more because I put a Bitcoin video out, I get no views, and then I'm not as bullish enough for the Bitcoin crowd to come either. So I'm focusing on commodities. So, but I do still buy some Bitcoin as a speculation. And yeah, so let's see. So we're gonna jump over to this other article, then we'll pop back to the comments. All right, this is an interesting article from Wall Street Journal. The headache at the end of the Costco gold rush. Selling gold bars takes more time, money than stocks, bonds, or crypto. All right, so we see that this article came out April 19th. So people are having trouble. They're buying this gold and then they're trying to sell it, and they're having some headaches with it. So obviously it seems like they don't know what they're doing. All right, so Costco made buying a gold bar as simple as tossing it in the shopping cart, selling it as it is a lot more complicated. Okay, I read that wrong. Adam G, 33 years old, called 5 different dealers to get a price he could accept for the gold bar he bought at Costco in October. One dealer offered him $200 less than the $2,000 he had paid. Taking such a loss would thwart his plan to rack up credit card points buying the gold and quickly reselling it. He kept it at and eventually found a local coin dealer near his home in Philadelphia willing to pay $19.60 or $20 under market price. Now this is a problem. So he paid $2,000 for it. Gold's at 24, close to $2,400 an ounce, and the dealers are offering him $1,800, and one dealer offered him $1,960. I know people are still like, if he's gonna buy gold at over $2,000 an ounce, I know somebody else will. And so, you probably just got to get some more people on your side. Oh dang, what happened to I ain't even seeing the article, y'all. Hold up. Here we go. My bad, y'all. My bad for that. So he tried to buy and sell gold for credit card points. That's what it sounds like. GoFlow. My bad, y'all. That was just such a blunder. As Cito said, he got to hold it for longer. All right. So we see, so Adam here, one dealer offered him $200 less than $2,000 he paid. And then he found a dealer that was willing to pay $1,960 for it. So he took a $40 loss. So are you all having the same issue? Well, I don't think many of you are selling, but if you do sell gold bars, are you having to sell it for under what you got it for? That's what I'm wondering. Are you having to sell your gold cheaper than what you bought it for? I'll give you all time to answer that question if you're selling it at all. All right. But I think this is a problem because there are many people that will pay they'll probably pay $2,100 for an ounce of gold. And he's going to these dealers, and these dealers are definitely lowballing him. Especially with gold's at over $2,300. It depends on the need. It goes at $2,300. Dude got offered $1,800 for the ounce of gold. Now, if you would you sell your gold for $1,800? Would you sell your ounce of gold for $1,800? That's the question. Cito said, "Hell no." No selling over here ever. So you view gold as money and you view gold as insurance. Is that correct? Because that's got to be it, right? If you're viewing gold as money and insurance, you won't sell. Shining Bright said when they lowball, I didn't hold them to their price and try to buy them out. That's pretty savvy. That's pretty savvy. Shining Bright got some hustle skills here, y'all. We need to take some tips. We need to take some tips from Shining Bright. Homestead said, I wouldn't unless dire need. I feel it. GoFlow says 1,800 if it's an emergency or lights go out. So if the light, I feel you on that, man. I feel you. But I also think that, people should have some cash saved up, right? Unless it's like just a crazy emergency that just wipes you out. But you got to have some cash. You got to have some cash. So you don't have to sell your gold for what less than what you bought it for. I remember when I talked to Todd Bubba Horwitz, he came on the channel. He said he doesn't sell his gold because if he sells it, he's gonna have to sell it for a price that he doesn't want to sell it at, or a price that's lower than what he bought it for, which actually is pretty true. And it depends on your network. It depends on your network. Acito said cash can always be acquired. Gold is liquid. David said, I'm never going to sell unless it's an emergency. I feel you. I mean, I just think that cash is helpful. So like if you have, let's say you have an $1,800 emergency, right? And you need the cash, right? If you had $1,800 in cash, you could pay that outright. But if you bought a gold ounce, such as Adam here did at $2,000, then Adam just lost $200 to sell it to cover that emergency. So, it's like, okay, well, Adam could have saved $1,800 in cash and had that in the bank and then split that other 200 and maybe have, when he bought it at 2,000, he could have got a 1/10 ounce or something, or whatever, and still had the gold and still been able to cover the expense. But he lost $200, trying to the guy offered him $200 less. So that's what I'm saying. Like, the cash comes in handy because that's what people want to operate from. But if you got to take a loss on your gold, like, I'd rather have some cash aside to be able to cover emergencies instead of selling my gold at a loss. That's just my take. Y'all feel free to disagree with me. You can disagree with me, push back, whatever. So Costco shoppers are spending as much as $200 million monthly on gold. Ooh, I didn't know they were spending that much. According to Wells Fargo estimate, they are part of a new wave of gold buyers who have taken an interest in precious metals to protect their wealth against inflation and economic disaster. Dang, so dang, people waking up to this, y'all. If this is the Wall Street Journal reporting on gold, right? And then you have Wells Fargo saying that they spent $200 million and they're trying to protect their wealth against inflation and economic disaster. I think people are waking up to this whole debt and deficit thing, and yeah, they're waking up to it. They're waking up to it. So Neophyte said facts. JT said makes sense. Homestead said it's happening every day now, and good deals can be found. Neophyte said, is it FOMO? Well, it could be. I mean, we've seen times of FOMO, but I think that things could get worse to see this FOMO increase. I mean, if we start really having some major financial issues, this could be peanuts compared to where the price of gold can move. I think. So yeah, Costco won't buy back the bars. When it comes to cash out their investment, they may be learning the hard truth. Gold isn't the most liquid asset. Ooh, y'all disagree with that? I mean, it ain't as liquid as stocks, and they're saying like as crypto. Crypto you could just sell, and stocks you could just sell, right? Costco won't buy back the bars or accept returns. But Costco's like, we got our own gold. You bought it, you keep it. They're like, you bought it, you keep it. So you can't return it, and they usually return everything, right? Costco like, nope, we ain't getting no fakes back. You ain't gonna get these gold bars off of Wish and try to sell it back to us, or Temu gold bars and try to sell it back to us. Like, nah, we ain't playing that game. You buy it, you keep it. No returns. Gold changes hands through online and storefront dealers that charge fees or only buy at discounts to market prices. Online retailers, refineries, local shops in New York City told Wall Street Journal that they would typically offer between 1% and 5% less than a market price for a generic 1 ounce gold bar, like the ones that sold at Costco. None offered at or above market value, which is known as the spot price. It's not like trading stocks, said Lark Mason, a New York-based appraiser. There's a friction between what you pay and what you actually get. So it depends on what you're buying it for. If you're buying it for a hedge against inflation and economic disaster, then you don't want to be selling anyway, because it's insurance for your money and it's actual money. So immediate loss. He said, Neophyte said, all right, so Isito said he disagreed. Cito said gold can be sold anywhere in the world. Now, the price, that depends on appreciation and how long you held through the appreciation. Yeah, that's true. It can be sold anywhere in the world. But I think the difference is that you have a lot of new gold buyers coming in that don't know the market, that don't have the connections, that don't have the network of people, and they're selling at a loss. So for me, I got multiple people that I deal with on Facebook. JT knows. JT's in some of my Facebook groups and everything. So I have people I can actually sell to. But someone that's new and they're hitting up the local coin shop and like, yeah, we ain't paying these prices. So, and you can't take it back to Costco. And then JT said, not the Temu gold. Yeah. Costco ain't taking that. They ain't taking that. They like, nah, dog. You buy it. You bought it from us. We tested it. We ain't testing it again when you come back through. So good luck. Good luck. They collecting them premiums too. I know Costco getting it for cheaper than what they selling it for. They got to be. They got to be making some profit off of it. Costco is a huge dealer. I wonder who they're buying from. I don't know if they're buying directly from the mints. They got to be or something. I wonder where Costco's getting the gold. That's what I wonder. Diamond District in New York will give you a good price on the coins. For jewelry, they were lowball for sure. And Acito said, Temu Gold equals tungsten. Temu Gold gonna turn your neck green. That joint gonna turn your finger green. Y'all, that's what Temu Gold will do. It'll turn your finger green. You say, someone trying to pull a fast one with a Wish pant bar. Yeah. Actually, I had it was funny. It's funny. Like, I remember I told you all about just the emotional hype behind when you think you're getting a good deal. When it seems too good to be true, it probably is. I had this guy on Facebook. He was selling some gold bars, and I'm like, oh, that's cheap, dog. That's cheap. So I hit up my guy Mike. He's pretty much a vet. I'm like, hey man, I'm thinking about hitting this dude up to get these gold bars, man. Like, it didn't seem too low. It wasn't like for like 200 for an ounce. It was like 1,400. And so I was like, okay, maybe he's just desperate. Maybe he's so desperate and trying to get it off or whatever. And then I hit my guy Mike up. And my guy Mike, this was like a couple years ago, so I was still a novice then. But my guy Mike was like, man, them joints look fake as hell. He was like, look at this. Look, he's showing me the pictures. He's like, nobody's gonna sell gold at that price. And then he just pretty much chewed me out for even thinking about it. so yeah. So people with these fake Wish pant bars will post them on Facebook Marketplace and sell them for a price that is too good to be true. And so yeah, you got to watch who you're buying from. You got to buy. I buy from people that Sigma tested. So that's what I do as well, and I also have my own little tester. So I need to buy a Sigma. I need to buy me my own Sigma tester too. So yep, definitely. All right, let's see. Let's go back to the article. We're gonna finish this out. Then I gotta watch my daughter, so my wife can go work out. Hope y'all taking care of y'all health. All right, immediate loss. Gold is typically a buy and hold investment used to store value. My reading is just off today. Used to store value through economic ups and downs like inflation. But after a more than 15% rise in gold prices this year, more sellers are showing up to unload their gold bars and jewelry, precious metals dealers said. In March, customers at online buyer JM Bullion sold twice as much gold as the monthly average. Dang, so JM Bullion sold twice as much. There are more than 1,700 bullion dealers in the U.S., according to the Bullion Directory. That does not include jewelry, refineries, or non-specialized shops. Dealers will make offers based on current spot price, which fluctuates throughout the day, depending on supply, demand, and futures contracts. As more sellers reap profits from rising gold prices, some dealers say they are less inclined to make competitive offers. When asked about gold bars, a Money Metals Exchange representative said that they had so many in inventory that they had lowered their offers. Selling gold online has additional costs, shipping fees, which can be as much as $40 for an ounce of gold, according to JM Bullion. So that's part of the premium, shipping it out, right? Insurance on shipping is another $40 on a $2,000 gold bar per the U.S. Postal Service. Profits on gold held longer than a year can also be taxed at a higher rate than other long-term investments. Now, I guess if you're like a JM Bullion, you got to report, your sales and everything, and there you pay taxes on it. I assume anyone here, if you sold a gold bar, like the IRS does not know about it. Does not know about it. The IRS typically treats gold as a collectible. This means capital gains tax can be as high as 28%. The highest rate for a stock investment would be 20%, according to the IRS. These rates don't include the additional 3.8 surtax for high earners. This article is pretty thorough. Almost there. Let me check, see what y'all talking about. So many fakes out there. Yep. So look like y'all reading the article with me. Look, y'all getting a free Wall Street Journal's subscription with me. Y'all would have had to pay for this article, right? Look, I'm giving y'all free value right here. Investors can expect their gold to immediately lose around 5% of its value, said Tom Graff, Chief Investment Officer at Wealth Advisor Company. Okay, I don't care where he works. This is due to the premium buyers pay and the fees needed to resell it. So the premium that buyers are paying and the fees needed to resell it. So that's why people are losing money on their gold purchases. Gold investors depend on price appreciation to recover those costs. Though prices have been climbing lately, they haven't historically risen with the same consistency as stocks. You need a holding period that's long enough to overwhelm that cost. Pawn shops and brick and mortar bullion dealers are the primary options for face-to-face deals. There are also hundreds of online retailers of varying size and reputability. Sellers can also sell directly to peers on platforms like Feebay. Feebay charged me a lot of fees on some of my very premium silver pieces I sold. I sold one for like $700. I think it was like $100 fee. Yep, that's Feebay. Facebook Marketplace or Reddit. If I'm meeting somebody on Reddit or Facebook Marketplace, guarantee I got my gun with me. Luke Gribb of Southeast Michigan waited almost a decade to make a profit on his gold bar. He sold his 1 ounce Credit Suisse bar for $23.50 in April after paying $1,500 for it back in. So he made out on it. You know, he actually profited. It took him a while, but yeah, 10 years, but he sold it and made a profit. And he sold it for $23.50. Homeboy was getting offered $1,800. He didn't bother with local shops, which he believes lowball sellers. He compared offers from a range of online retailers. He rejected those too. Instead, he sold the bar to someone he found on a Reddit page dedicated to trading precious metals. He received the payment via Zelle without tax or other fees associated with many third-party sites like eBay. So I'm wondering, like, okay, who paid who first? Like, how do you build trust in that relationship? Because I ain't sending no money before I see the product. So if I'm gonna meet up with someone, I'm like, okay, I need to see the product, then you get the money, right? I'm not finna pay no Zelle first. This is not no trust unless it's someone that's super reputable, like like super reputable. Yeah, I'm not doing it. Daryl, are you still with Miles Franklin? Did you buy from them? So I'm still affiliated with Miles Franklin. I haven't been promoting it as much. I need to do like some extra content for them. I haven't bought from them. I have another dealer that I have bought from. Eventually, I would do some work with them, but the amounts that I'm buying, I just feel like it's probably just not worth it. Because I've only been buying like, an ounce or two, 1/10 here and there. Like, I'm saying, I'm not spending any big volumes right now. So, and I don't have big volumes to spend either. So, yeah. So that's just an authentic answer for you. But even for me to even get paid a significant amount, someone needs to spend a significant amount because I get a partial of the commission. So yeah, so we see that if you research online, you could get a better price. All right. So we see what's happening in the gold markets, you all. I hope that you all are doing good. I got to get going. I got to make sure that my wife can get a workout in. You know what I'm saying? It's all about balance. I'm going to be dropping this interview with Dave Collum where we talk about gold here soon. So please stay tuned for that. Subscribers are growing. I want to shout out my guy, Capital Cosm, Danny from Capital Cosm. I don't know if y'all been checking him out. He actually just landed Peter Schiff on his show. Be sure to go check that out. Obviously Peter Schiff gonna rock about talk about gold and everything. And Danny's just been growing. I've been really excited just seeing his consistency and his grind, his networking and everything. So his channel's grown and everything, and my channel keeps growing. I'm gonna have Benjamin back on soon as well. Yeah, y'all take care and everything. Good to see you all, and y'all stay blessed by the best. And we will talk soon. All right, peace.